Hi, my name's Joanne, and I thought I'd make this information video which may help some people that suffered with the same problem I did when sublimating mugs. So I've been doing it for a few years now, and just recently I came up with an issue which was I was literally pulling my hair out. So let me explain, and hopefully this is something that may be able to help you guys if you have the same issue as me. So this is the old printer that I used, and then I did actually come up with some problems. Obviously, if you do sublimating printing, you'll appreciate there's a few issues and things that you need to get right on the way. I mean, this one used a tank, an external tank that you filled up, but it was very temperamental and all the heads got clogged and I just literally couldn't clear it. It's a disappointment. It's a great printer, but we had issues. I had issues, and in the end, I decided I just bought new inks for it, and I decided, and this one can actually print A3 size, and I wanted to actually get a printer that would use the same ink that I just purchased. Yeah, so that I didn't actually waste the ink that I'd got, and something that was able to print an A3 size. And I got in touch with the guys that I normally deal with at City Ink Express. I'm sorry, I'm not endorsing them in any way, but they've been really helpful in sorting out my problems. So I got this Epson Eco ET-14000 printer. Sorry, it's ET-14000, that's 14,000, isn't it? Okay, and it basically has a tank on the side of it. I've changed the inks to sublimation inks with these that are actually were for this printer. It's been a great printer. I've had it for a year now, and I've had no problems whatsoever. The guys are really helpful. They're recommending a perfect printer for me, and I've had no problems, to be fair. So I got this printer and I'd had no issues, but then just recently, I've had it for a year, I've barely needed to top it up or anything, but just lately I thought, some of these inks are running low, let's top it up from what I had in the cupboard. So I've done that, and then suddenly I started getting problems. I will show you what I mean. So from having really great prints, I suddenly found that the black in particular was yellowing. I just couldn't understand, what was the issue here. I went through various forums trying to work out what it was going on. I thought, well, it has to be maybe a heat issue. Maybe the mug, it was too hot, so I reduced the temperatures. I thought I got a new mug press, which I was getting good results with, and it was happening on that as well. I thought, is it the mugs themselves, like I've got from a different supplier? I didn't realise that you are supposed to, like each supplier of mugs does actually recommend what settings they want them on, so I've changed that. And nothing. I checked to make sure the ICC profile hadn't changed, because as you know, with sublimation, or I hope you know, there you need to change the settings and have a profile for the paper you're using and the way it lays it down on the paper. So I wondered if that may have been an issue. So I checked all that, and no, I was still getting problems. So my next option was, well, let's go back to the guys at City Ink Express. They've always been really helpful. So having spent ages toing and froing and trying to work out what the issues were, and they were pretty on the ball, to be fair, the guys did say to me, like, how old is your ink? Have you checked the date on the ink? And I'm thinking, well, like, I got this from you guys, like, it surely hasn't expired. But it turns out that these little beauties only have up to a 12 to 18 month expiration date, and especially from open or shelf life, they call it. So yeah, I was very skeptical. And couldn't quite believe it. So I said, look, what's the solution? And the quickest solution they came up with was like to drain every compartment of this thing And so this is kind of like, you know, you take the stoppers out and literally drain with syringes every compartment on this, and then put it through one power flush. You know, basically power flush is very, it's more intense than when you do a head clean. So a head clean will dump some of the ink into like what's like a maintenance box. Like I'm not trying to say that I understand all this, but I've had a couple of printers where the maintenance box has gotten full up from cleaning, and you actually have to replace that, or your printer just won't work anymore. But they said, like, you know, clean all those out, do one power flush, and hopefully any residuals left in the pipes would have cleared. I was very skeptical. I did this. I printed up my first mug, and actually I did. The results were a hell of a lot better. Like there was less shadowing, like as opposed to what I was getting here. And I was like, well, you know, that's pretty good results, I thought, but it's not perfect. So what I did was I printed another complete page just to try and use up any more inks that were in there. And then I printed up another template. Now, I'm pleased to say that with my next mug, like, it was perfect. Like, I just couldn't believe it. I'd wasted so much time, so much ink, so much headache. In the process, I ended up losing a laptop because my cat jumped on it and brought it to the floor and smashed it. So, you know, it was just, thankfully, like, I managed to get a second-hand laptop. I have actually lost everything on that one. I don't know how I'm going to restore, like, I don't know how I'm going to restore the data, but that's another problem anyway. Like, I just made this video hoping that anybody that has the issues I did may stumble across it on YouTube, and, you know, it may solve you a lot of problems and headaches. And even though I'm not in any way endorsing City Ink Express, I do think that they do deserve a shout out, because they've literally, like, saved my life for the time being, and I'm so happy. I hope this video helps you. I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but it worked for me. And thanks, guys, at City Ink Express, for, you know, giving me the advice you did. It's really appreciated. Thank you.